Y'all, it's August. We made it! We made it to the 8th month of the year. Honestly, 2024 has felt very long, but now it's coming to an end, and now it feels like it's been really short. So I thought it'd be fun to just reflect on the first half of the year and then think about the end half of the year and the goals that I can try to hit or work on at least for the end of the year. It's a good midpoint, even though I guess I should have done this technically in June. Whatever. But yeah, I think it'll be fun to see the progress of what I've done throughout the year, even if there's no progress in terms of goals. Let's just have a fun chit chat. Let's just chit chat, and then we'll do my nails at the same time. They're looking a little rough, and it'll be a great time. Let's do some reflecting. Okay, so I've started the process of removing my nail polish. The thing about reds is it sticks a lot, which is a little annoying, but we'll live. Okay, so for reflecting, I was debating on whether or not I should reflect for the month of July going into August, but then, the last video that I uploaded was in 2023, early 2023. So let's just talk about where I am now. In that video, I was about to get laid off, and I did get laid off, but luckily within the same company there was a job that was lined up and I was able to interview for it, which was really nice. So now I'm working that position. There's a lot more work-life balance and it's definitely a lot more manageable, but I do miss working with people, so more on that later. But I like it, and everyone I work with is so kind and helpful. It's great. And then I also mentioned that I was moving out. I think at that point I was still at home and I was in the process of moving out, and I had a lot of mixed feelings about it. But here I am. I moved in and I'm very settled because it's been a year and a couple months now, and I appreciate the space that I have. But I do miss being at home because I like my family and I like spending a lot of time with them. But at the same time, it's been helpful to have my own space to work. There's no space at my family home for me to work at home without going crazy. And I tried it during the pandemic and it was not good. But now I have a standing desk. Look at this. Dude. I think I made it. So moving in went really well. And I think that was the bulk of what I spoke about during the last video. So now jump forward 2024. I would say the first 2 months of 2024 were pretty rocky. I came back from the Philippines and I was pretty sad coming back because my family and I came back because my grandma passed. Ugh, so lame, I swear. Don't know why she did that. But the first months were rocky because coming back from a month away, I don't know how I did it. I don't really remember. Yeah, but going back to work was not fun because going back to work in general after such a long trip is not great. I was working in the Philippines for a couple weeks and then I took a week vacation because I work from home. So I was able to bring my work laptop and stuff, which was really nice. And then, yeah, and then February hit and that's when I got physically sick. I don't know what it was, but my friends and I went to a comedy show in LA, and then when I came back, I just died. So there was something going around that comedy show that I didn't like. It took me down for a week of me being bedridden, and then afterwards I was still coughing and feeling kind of sickly, so I didn't want to be around people and infect them. That was my February. But then March through April, I feel like I was able to finally write down some of my goals and have a routine, and it was going really well. I was meal prepping, I was working out, I went to the gym a couple times, so that was really nice. And I danced a lot. I go to dance classes, and I think I was dancing like 3 to 4 times a week, which was super fun. And then in the later months, I swear, from May to July, I think I blacked out. I had a lot of fun, but I don't remember what happened, but everything that had to do with goals and working out and routine fell off. I got so distracted. I hung out with friends. I went to different places for the first time. So, for example, for Memorial Day weekend, my family and I went to Zion for the first time. I've been wanting to go to Zion for a long time, but unfortunately, their famous viewpoint was closed off. But it was still really pretty. It was nice. And the way my family does road trips is we literally drive over. So we like the driving portion. I think it's a 7 hour drive from where we're at. And then we go into the national park, take a couple pictures, walk around for an hour or two, go to the gift shop, and we get out of there. And then I did a lot of things with friends this year. So we went to Nintendo World for the first time, which was so much fun. It's really small and they only have one ride, but the line to the ride is a lot of fun. I think it's really well done. Like, you're immersed into the world and it's so fun to walk through. And then the ride itself is really fun. It's Mario Kart, and you have these little, I don't know if they're considered 3D glasses, but it's really fun. I highly recommend. But then again, there's only one ride, so it's very small. And luckily, when we were there, it wasn't too busy, so we were able to do different things at Universal. So we went on the tram, and for some weird reason, early this year, and like even up till now, I'm getting claustrophobic. So every time we were in a closed studio, I was getting claustrophobic. Oh, let me out, let me out. But hopefully, I get over that, because it's been happening for Disney rides too. I don't like it. Random tangent. But yeah, so lots of things with friends, and I hung out a lot with dance friends. I say that like I have more than one. I have one dance friend. And what we do is we go to dance class, and then we get boba, and then we spill tea, and then we go home, and it's really fun. And then I also hung out with different friends. We went to the night market together, the 626 in Arcadia, which was really good, but very overpriced. So, I don't know. And also, my friend's boyfriend got really obsessed with an artist that performed there, and his name is Freddie Bam Bam. And honestly, he was kind of good. We liked him. So it was a lot of fun. Yes, so the first half of the year was very fun. And then in July, I went on like a series of dates. So there were a lot of fun date stories, but we'll save that for later. Because my housemate and I actually made a pact that we would go on one date a month. Very low number, but we call it like our dating quota. And then we're gonna make a dating presentation PowerPoint at the end of the year. And I haven't suggested this yet, but I think it would be really fun to make the PowerPoint presentation party Love Island themed. I think that would be really fun. So it's like, I'll have the Love Island background music, and then I'll decorate it like we're on Love Island. And then we'll present all of the dates and men that we have encountered throughout this year. Yeah, that was July. And so, since I went on a lot of dates in July, I was super dysregulated, and my routines fell off again. Not that I had one. But for more context, I also fell off my routines because my friends and I went to New York for the first time. And it was so much fun. I like New York because I'm a person that really enjoys people watching. And there's a lot of people to watch in New York. There's a lot of families walking around. lots of men my age walking around. And then people are wearing fun stuff. If you go around to the NYU area, there's a lot of cool outfits. I thought they were cool. They weren't like crazy. It almost makes me wonder, you know that one guy that does interviews on TikTok and then like people will come in cute outfits? Where are they from? I'm just curious because I didn't get too familiar with New York. We went to the very touristy areas and then a couple neighborhoods and stuff. But it was so fun. We got a lot of food, we drank a lot of drinks, and just had a fun time. Saw the Statue of Liberty, USA. But I would go again. I love it. I would go once a year. I want to go in fall. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Okay. Yeah. But in conclusion, 2024 started off pretty rocky, but there were a lot of really good moments. Did I work on my goals? No. Did I have a great time? Yeah. So with that said, with summer being halfway over, it's time for me to focus. We need to lock in. We need to recalibrate. So we're going to talk about my August goals and then my goals for the rest of the year. Okay, lip break. I got this lipstick from Romand. And it's super pink. And I think this is better for spring. So to make it kind of summer, I have another Romand lip. And it's this one, but let me just add the Fenty Beauty. My friend got me this. It's a football one for the Super Bowl. She got it for, I think it was a Galentine's gift. And then I have another Romand. That'll have to do. Okay. Let's talk about my August goals. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of boring to me, so I don't really want to do this, but also it's important. So I have this little daily notebook that I have. Hopefully this is helpful if you need ideas of how to sustain or maintain your goals. I have this little notebook, and this is my daily to-do notebook. I got it from Muji when I was in New York. But it's just a small notebook, and what I do is I brain dump what I need to do for the week or just random things for the day. So I'll brain dump, like you could see, a random list, and then every day I write down like the date of the day and then things I want to do for that day. So I'll split it. Oh my gosh, I hope I'm explaining this right. So I'll split it in half, the page in half. One is a to-do brain dump, and then one is for the day. And I obviously can't do a whole list of to-dos in one day. So I'll pick one or two or three, and I'll plug and chug for the daily thing. And then anything I didn't do on the to-do list, I'll plug and chug for the next day, then the next day. And it's been helpful getting it on paper. I like paper a lot more than my phone. It also helps because I work from home and I get really distracted and I think of things that I need to do. I'll just dump it in here instead of like going on a tangent and getting distracted from work. So this is my little daily thingy that has been helpful. And then this one's my giant brain dump. So I used to journal a lot and I used to journal random thoughts, but for this I've been using it more so of like a brain dump for things I want to do and like bigger goals. So this is kind of like what I want in life and how I envision my future, but also just random brain dumps of how I'm feeling. So this is more of a feelings abstract, like life type thing. It's a journal. And then I also created a little paper of my actual goals I want to do. And it's on my cork board because I realized I'll make goals, but then I don't really know what they are anymore. So to remind myself, I put it on this post-it on my daily to-do list, and then I also put on my cork board, And I'm going to take that down just to show you. Okay, I gathered some of the things. I put all my August goals on this to-do list because it's my to-do list, so I should see it a lot more, or I can refer to it easier. Honestly, when I'm writing in my to-do list, I don't look at this, but it will help every time I have to do a daily or weekly thing. I think it's nice to have. And then on my cork board, I honestly also don't really look at this, but I think it's nice to have, is my August and September goals. And so I have 4 goals for the next 2 months, and I wrote them out. So it's like the goals that I have and then a description of it. I guess I'll share what the goals are, but before I refined it to these 4 things, I kind of had, I have so many notebooks and papers, but I have this notebook, which is another brain dumpy one, and it's Lavender's Artist of Life workbook for 2023, but I didn't use it because, like I said, 2023 was kind of hard for me, so it's very empty. But I honestly think once you have one, you can just reuse it. And so I went to the July, August, September quarter, and I used her layout. So the layout is like Q3 goals and projects, and I listed 4. What I listed is 1, discipline with my routines, a lot of different routines. So I listed exercise, meal prep, nutrition, chores, morning and night routines, financial routine, and skincare. And that sounds like a lot, because it is. And I think it just goes to show, like, I really don't have a lot of routine in my life, so I need to implement it. But I've been doing really well in terms of exercise and meal prep and skincare. For skincare, the beginning of this year, I had so much trouble with it because I cannot, for the life of me, remember the steps of what I should be doing, even if my skincare is laid out. So what I did is I wrote in a weekly paper. This isn't the exact weekly planner, but it kind of looked like this. Just Sunday through Saturday. And then on each one, I wrote down my nightly skincare and what I had to do, because I use retinol and stuff, and I switch it, and my brain cannot, for the life of me, remember. So I just wrote down the steps for, like, Monday. This is what you do in the morning. This is what you do at night. And for my morning one, I have it down because it's only 3 steps, so I don't need to refer to the calendar. But for my nightly one, I do need to refer to it sometimes. Like, sometimes I have it, sometimes I don't, but it helps so much when I have a lot of brain fog at night, and I'm like, what do I use after snail serum? And so I open my cabinet where my little calendar is at, and then I'll look like, oh, okay, then I'll put this other serum. Or sometimes I don't remember when I should use retinol. I'm like, should I, or if I fall off my routine, if I need to get back on it, I don't need to think hard. I just look at the calendar. It's been helpful. I highly recommend. Okay, so yeah. So that's the first one, is my routines, and I listed what they are. This is cool. Okay, I'm gonna take a pause. And for my exercise routine, I like keeping track of when I do it, and I like to do that with a calendar again. And sometimes I'll put little stickers of when I exercised. I'll show you. I have this little clipboard, and this is my August exercise calendar, and I kind of write down what I do each day or when I do exercise. Once again, I've done really good this week. It's not always like this, but I'll write down what I did. So on Monday, I did a YouTube Pilates thing for 30 minutes, so I wrote that down. And then I went to dance class, and then I write down what kind of dance class I do, because it does make a difference in terms of intensity. So Monday I did heels, and it was starter heels, so it was not intense at all. And then Tuesday I also did a Pilates 30-minute video, so I wrote that down. And then I went to dance again, but I did a beginner's class, which is a little more intense than starter heels. And then Wednesday, Pilates 30 minutes, and then I did an arm exercise for 10 minutes. That was really hard. My arms still hurt. Thursday, I only did Pilates 30 minutes. And then Friday, I have it written down, but I only went to dance class. So I did pretty well in terms of movement. I'm so proud of myself. Right now, I'm just writing it down, and then I have my goals up here. So my goal is to move 4 times a week. And then my like super cool goal, if I can reach it, is just moving every day. And then my third goal is to go to the gym at least 3 times a week. But this is really fun, and what I used to do is, let me see, I used to track it with stickers, which is a lot more fun. So this was last July, is I'll put little stickers and of when I went, like I went to the gym, I did dance, because it's fun and it feels so satisfying to peel off a sticker and stick it on the calendar. So for the gym, I'll probably use stickers instead of writing it down. But it's very reminiscent of the sticker charts in elementary school. And I'm like, let's bring it back. And honestly, the sticker chart was the only way I would go to the gym, like my current one. You see why I haven't gone to the gym? Because I don't have stickers. So I need to get my sticker pack. Okay, my next goal is a more personal goal. It's grad school prep. So that one, it's just looking for specific schools I want to apply to and then creating a step-by-step action step for it. That's it. I haven't started on it, so hopefully next week I will do that. And then for creativity, that's my third goal, is creativity. And so that's applicable to creating YouTube videos, and I kind of want to make TikToks. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. So just making sure that I'm invested in fun projects and being creative, because creating things is very fulfilling to me. So yeah, that's third. Start creative projects. And then fourth and final goal for this quarter. I don't like this one. But it's finances and financial knowledge. So this one is in terms of, like, I have more specific ones here. Understanding my retirement, and then starting a Roth IRA. My brothers have Roth IRAs. One of them's 20. He did it on his own. So there's no excuse for me. So I'm gonna do that. A higher savings account, because I do have a savings, but it's just sitting there. And all the TikTok girlies are telling me that's not good. So I guess I'll make one. And then last but not least is my basic budget. I've been going hardcore. As you can tell, I've had a lot of fun the first half of the year. But I want to save more money. Yep, I want to save more money. So the reason why I want to save more money is because I will be going back to the Philippines in December to honor my grandmother and celebrate her 1-year death anniversary. So I want to be with family during then. And I also want to go to Korea. So I'm inviting my mom, and right now, tentatively, my mom and I are gonna go to Korea. I'm so excited, but I'm also really broke. So I have a couple months until then. December, so August. What's after August? September, October, November. 4 months. If I'm really diligent with saving money, I got this. I think being knowledgeable about finances would be very powerful instead of fearing money, you know? And I can also try to figure out different ways to make more. So those are my 4 goals for this year. Okay, I would say that wraps it up pretty well. We've reflected, we've yapped hard, talked about goals, ways to maintain those goals. We'll see how it goes for August. Very excited to see where I'll be by the end of September. And I thought it'd be really nice to end with a couple quotes. I'm a big Pinterest quote girl, but for right now, I'll read a couple of the Pinterest quotes that I like. The first one I always come back to, and this one says, "And like the moon, we must go through phases of emptiness to feel full again." And I like this because after having such a full July, August feels very empty and not exciting, boring. You know, discipline is really boring, routines are really boring. And so that's how I'm interpreting it. Like, hey, we need to go through an empty phase so we can feel that fullness again and really appreciate it when maybe the months are a little more fun and full. In the past, I've actually used this in an emotional sense because sometimes you just feel a little emptier emotionally or not as fulfilled, and I feel like that's very important to feel that as well, so that, you know, it's like phases of the moon. We're humans, we go through it, and we don't really need to overanalyze why are we feeling this way. Sometimes it just is, and I think it feels a little safer if we're able to find a connection or a reason as to why we're feeling a certain emptiness or a certain emotion. But overthinking can only get you so far, so I think it's good to be cognizant and aware of your feelings, especially if there are certain situations that are making you feel a certain way. But sometimes it just is, you know? And having that balance is really good, of being aware sometimes, and also sometimes we're humans. We have bodies and brains, and sometimes they feel the way they feel. That was the first one, which I think is really important for August. And then, because I'm focusing on goals again, this one is also pretty helpful and important to me. So this is a Tumblr post, and so I don't know who wrote this, but it's a little snippet of a Tumblr post, and it says, "If you inherently long for something, become it first. If you want gardens, become the gardener. If you want love, embody love. If you want mental stimulation, change the conversation. If you want peace, exude calmness. If you want to fill your world with artists, begin to paint. If you want to be valued, respect your own time. If you want to live ecstatically, find the ecstasy within yourself. This is how to draw it in day by day, inch by inch." And I think this is the same sentiment that a lot of YouTubers, TikTokers, life coaches, podcasters say. Like, show up as the person you want to be. I feel like the way that this is written is a little softer, and I like how we're able to picture it. And it's like, for the change that you are craving, change it for yourself first, and then you can slowly draw it in. I really like the, if you want mental stimulation, change the conversation. I don't know about change the conversation, but I think for me, sometimes I want to be mentally stimulated, but it's like, girl, you have the world at your fingertips. Google something, learn something. So I like that. And then I also like the first sentence, "If you inherently long for something, become it first." Like, if you're really longing for something, change something. And it's so simple, but I think it's so much more comfortable to stay and complain. So now I'm gonna try to stop the incessant complaints that I always write in my journal about or think about. And it's like, oh, let's get it moving. Let's do something about it. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully one of those quotes resonated, and I can honestly keep talking about random life quotes and stuff, but this was more of a life update dump. Other than that, have a lovely August. Have a lovely rest of your summer. And we'll update next week to see if I finally go to the gym and exercise and work on the goals that I have set out, and if this is still working. We'll see, we'll see. I like this. It feels like accountability. I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to update and be like, well, nothing happened. So we'll see.